Dale, what's going on, man?
Oh yeah!
Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Today we're just gonna kind of jump around and look at a few different things. Maybe mess around with a couple coaster blueprints that I have. See maybe if we can kind of rework them, make them a little bit better. Shem, what's going on, man? Welcome. Of course, and I set up the broadcast before I even clicked the live button. Dale was there. He was super excited. That's great. I know I said I was gonna stream today, and this afternoon I was a little bit kind of hesitant and unsure. I was like, man, do I really want to stream? Because I don't have anything good to do tonight. But after yesterday, I really felt like it, so. Alright. Now I've got so much stuff to look through. Yeah. You know what? We're gonna go to the tropical park for a little bit. I've not been in this park for a while. Ba-da-bow. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Not gonna spend a lot of time in this park, I don't think, at least. Yeah, my mind could change. But it's been a while since we've been in this one. Got the pool. Look at all the people on... Well, no, I thought a couple people were on floats. I was gonna say, look at all the people piled up over here, and a couple were on floats. Maybe it just looked that way, zoomed out. And look at this, like, amphitheater of sun loungers that's 5% full, maybe? This pool is pretty cool, though, if I may say so. When we did the terrain work. Make the arch, and then the waterfalls that splash down underneath. And you've got the tiki sticking its tongue out with the tree as hair. That one's totally chill, and this one's like, funny picture time. Hey Maria, welcome. They need umbrellas? Yeah, hopefully not. Oh yeah, that's right. The last time we were in here, though, it rained, and the park took a major hit to the park rating. That's something that's been ongoing in this park for some reason. Is every time it rains, we get a big rainstorm. The park population drops by about half, and the rating usually drops 1 star, or in some cases I've seen it drop 1.5 stars. I did say I was going to do Flight Sim today. I'm getting a little bit of a later start than I had initially intended. And I've got to go back to work tomorrow, so this is not going to be a very late night for me. But, man, you know what? Come on, Microsoft, get your act together. Oh, problems with Windows. There's a pop-up window and getting a bunch of errors and stuff. It's so stupid. So stupid to give a park a bad rating because of the weather. Well, it's a little bit more complex than that. The reason is if your park doesn't have enough to do when the weather's bad. That can kind of put a damper on people's moods. Also, if they get drenched in the rain and don't have a place to dry off, then they're walking around for hours and they're damp. They don't like it. So that kind of upsets them and their mood decreases. So it comes back up pretty quick. Well, not pretty quick, but not like ridiculously lengthy time. That pool looks super well done. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, this is not the first time I've done a pool like this. But it is a bit trickier than you might think. Because generally what you have to do is you do 3 pool stamps. I do the circle size 3. And try to get them as close to a, what's it called? Equilateral. Yep, triangle. So where, oh yeah, so all angles are 60 degrees. And try to get that as close as possible. It's okay if they're off, like if this is off slightly, or this is off, but these two really need to be as close together as they can. And then the same thing with that, and then I just do straight sections connecting the center of the pool. And then I do a delete stamp, circle size 1. As close to the center of each of these as I can. And then that kind of gives you your little ring shape, and you can put different scenery, or you can do terrain work. And then what you don't want to do is fill this in. So you'll end up with a little bit of like a diamond up here, and then it connects in a diamond, and then I just do a straight section through there to make the little archway. It's actually not as difficult as you might think, if you just kind of plan ahead a little bit, kind of how you want to do it. Yeah. It helps that was probably my... certainly at least my second. Probably my third time doing that, though. Then over here we've got an old wave pool. I believe Maria suggested this. The mermaid statue in the pool. Kind of right back here at the wading depth, and then of course as you get further in, it gets deeper to swimming depth, and you've got the wave machine, and then the waterfall splashing down. The wave pool in my Viking park was actually inspired by the way that I did this one. Monica, I can't control the weather. Lazy river right over here. Although it's not too lazy because people are actually swimming and moving around. They're not just lying on floats being lazy. Of course, the custom work. You know all the trouble that I went through to get that thing working. Very little of the original park remains. We got rid of the original Kraken coaster. I still have that blueprint saved, and I believe Jimper's remade. Yep, this one here. He remade that. I think Brawlmake did the station. This is the oldest coaster in the park still present. The hypercoaster right here. That was worth the effort. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, it did come out pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with that there. But we had a bunch of water slides over here that we tore down. We had a lazy river over here that just did not work well. So we got rid of that. Probably other than this coaster, these 3 kind of tiki water slides are the oldest things in the park. You drop down get just catapulted into the water. Whoa! It's always funny watching them splash down the water slide into the end of the pool. Like, what a view if you just sit up here and watch people just like splash down. It's like they're getting tossed out of a rocket. She almost landed on top of that guy. And this is one of the newer creations here, is this kind of circle raft. Some different stuff over here, as we redid the entrances to the water park, which sits in the center of the map. We've got this RMC. That was one that Jimper's remade. He's remade a lot of my coasters. He's done a great job with them. Our little solar panel park kind of plaza. It's nice because all of our power facilities are just isolated out to over here, so you don't have to worry about them being scattered all about trying to find each individual one and then worrying about it like tanking your scenery rating and stuff like that. There's a couple exceptions with some of the stuff we have over here. That's just a distributor. We do still have to have the distributors in place, but the actual generators and stuff we don't. Really not much over here. This used to be way up high on a hill, tucked all the way back. We also had to get rid of the Schwarzkopf looper. Talked about putting that back in. We've got the dive coaster. This was one I think Bromik remade. I actually did find the original on an older save. And this little boardwalk area, which kind of sucks. I'm thinking about just tearing that up, honestly. Well, this is kind of one of the big highlights of the park. I'm actually going to go in. It's been so long since I've looked at all of this stuff. So hi to Queen Splash as we walk by, and then we've got... So I'm just going to take you through. You can walk into here, and this is the gift shop right here on the first floor. And you've got the ride photos over here from the coaster. And if you look back out here, you can see the actual coaster with the backdrop of what are supposed to kind of resemble some Tahitian mountains. Hey, Roblox, yeah, this is the tropical park. We're back in it for at least a little while. And hey, Bromik. So I watched last night's stream while I was working, and I know you asked Jimpers and JP to toy with that mock launch. I took a crack. Here's the code if you're interested. Yes, I will check that out here in a little bit. Jimpers didn't want to. So yeah, I'll check that out here in a little bit. So this is the third floor of the building. It's not really even a third floor, it's just the rooftop. So we set up this little kind of bar and grill, surf-themed, obviously. And you come up and you just get a great... Whoops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to bump into you. Hope you didn't spill your food. Just a great view of up over here. The coaster with the terrain. Out that direction. Kind of see some more of the coaster. You can just kind of see the mine train like, kind of straight ahead, just sticking up above the trees. And then, of course, the river rapids over there. You've got that giant waterfall, a Woody, and the Gerstlauer, the impulse coaster. And then if you go back down the stairs, this is the second floor, and this is the actual coaster platform. Do I have a port area? Not exactly. So, I'll show you. Probably the closest thing to that I have is this, which was originally intended to be kind of like a boardwalk, beach sort of theme. And it hasn't turned into anything close to that. And this is my least favorite area of this park. So I've thought about just demoing it. We already checked that stuff out. Excuse me, hiccup. Coming over this way. Yep, so here's the mine train. The river rapids. This railroad, which we reworked a couple times. I was able to access an old version of this park, and it had the monorail. Got this big waterfall here. This is a pirate-themed Gerstlauer, built by Bromick. Probably the closest thing to a port area is gonna be like this, like, coastal pirate town, and it's very underdeveloped. You could make one have the mine train as a cargo railroad, teacups that look like barrels. That's not a bad idea. I mean, you could actually do that, like, over here, actually, to fit the pirate theme pretty well. What I did with the mine train was just put it back through here to get it to, fit through all this terrain and up over the river rapids and stuff like that to try to fit the Tahitian theme more in the jungle sense rather than the, like the beach and surf sense. Over here we've got the Gerstlauer that Bromick built. This is a really cool coaster. I like this one a lot. Very happy with how it came out. This is an Infinity model. I got this little pirate restaurant that just never really took off. It's just there's not a lot of people coming to this area. As you look, it's pretty sparse. Oh, Tech Chariot, welcome, man. Got the wooden coaster. This is one that Jimper's built. And then he built an RMC kind of in place of the wooden coaster, but I didn't want to switch this out for the RMC because I had the one over here at the time, so he remade this one. And then we've got the oldest coaster in the park. Oh, let me not forget about the crappy go-kart track. The Hyper, call it Mako 2, or Mako 2.0, I think. Yeah. Themed very closely off of, but not identical to Mako at SeaWorld Orlando, one of my favorite coasters. And then Kraken that Jimper's remade, and Bromick built a really cool station for. So this park has changed a lot, and here we are at day 50. Alright, let me check that code out for the mock launch. I'm curious. I'm not sure I'm going to stay in this park for a long time. Okay, come on, communicate with the server faster, please. computer's just not been cooperating this afternoon. I don't know why. Let me... oh, come on. Don't tell me my game is frozen. Can't even escape out of it. Okay, no, there we go. Wonder if my internet's just running slow for some reason today. Or if it's something with the game server. Well, I see something from Bromik. Man, you know it's bad the pictures are taking this long to load. Is my stream quality okay for everybody? I'm not showing any dropped frames, and it looks like the output bitrate is about normal, so... Gosh. Might just be Frontier servers. I don't know for sure, though. Timed out, please try again. Great. Yep, that's the code he posted. EF5. Can't even see the picture of it, so I guess we'll find out. Stream has been fine since I got on. Yeah. It's gotta be... It's gotta be either something on Frontier's end, or... I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's YouTube, because everything seems fine for my stream speed and all the output and everything. Yeah, everything on my computer is saying my speed is normal. Alright, anyway. At least now we got the coaster, I think. It's called EF5. I'm gonna place it over here. Well. Yeah, maybe kind of just like that there. Alright, so this is a mock launch. Well, it actually looks quite a bit different than the one that I had built. Took away the JoJo roll at the beginning and just roll straight into the launch. Keeps the vertical loop. That is a massive vertical loop. Then you've got a top hat. Up into a dive drop. And then a long... Look at that, that is a long, kind of really wide corkscrew. Up over an airtime hill. This time you go into an inverted top hat, as opposed to this one. And then you come around kind of another elongated corkscrew. And another corkscrew? That looks a little off axis. Interesting. Well, let's give it a POV. I'm looking forward to checking this out. I love mock launch coasters. Alright, here we go. airtime off that top hat. That's like a corkscrew stall. It's really the way that I can describe that. Really neat. What a fun ride. Beautiful station, too. I like that. It has a lot going on. It's got a real kick of a launch, and you get, I believe, 6 inversions. Was it 6? Yeah. You get the loop. Not that, but you get this one here. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Not overly compact, but it doesn't take up a big space, so I think it fits pretty well in a variety of open plots that, you know, you could use in all sorts of parks. It doesn't take up a massive footprint. The station is absolutely beautiful. I like the pathing as well. Oh, let me put this on the ground. It's a nice little kind of reference point. I know we set ours up a little bit higher, but you get the idea. And I like this right here. You get some variation in the coaster. First, you have a traditional top hat that you don't go upside down. You get a good airtime on that. And then you have an inverted top hat where you do go upside down and get, you know, a bit of hang time. So, it has great pacing, too. I mean, it keeps its speed really well throughout the entire ride. I'm a little preferential to having multiple launches, but this works really well with just the one. And I think that's because it keeps its pacing so well. Sorry. And if you look back here, you kind of have this this tunnel, and then you go kind of up the ramps to the station there. Really nice. I like this. I might try to use this in some park. I don't know what. I think if I renamed it, just a tiny bit of retheming, I think you could definitely make this fit in this park, almost as like a typhoon or a hurricane themed coaster. Given the reference, EF5 is one of the levels of the enhanced Fujita. That's what it stands for. Which ranks the intensity of tornadoes. Hey, Jumper's doing alright, how about you? It has been a while since we've been here, so I figured I'd revisit it a little bit. I might switch over to the Viking one, or possibly even the Mythology Park for a bit. I could be getting the theme park game Indoor Lands, so I'll be rip-off Jimpers. Oh, man. So yeah, Bromik remade that mock launch coaster. It's actually substantially different from what I did. But he did a really good job with it. Let's look at the stats. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those are good right there. Yeah. The launch felt like it went faster than that there. So yeah, really happy with how this came out. Yeah, if we were to use this in this park, I think what I would do is rename it slightly, give it a little bit different color, and put it somewhere near the water, and theme it off of like a typhoon or something like that. And just a kind of open-ended, I'm not going to say de-themed, but just if you were to do kind of like an open-ended, like Six Flags, something like that style park, you could very easily put this coaster in as is. I really like it. I'll pull that for now. We might actually be able to include that somewhere over here. Alright, anybody want to watch fireworks? No? Too bad. I haven't seen this in a long time. No, I'm just kidding. I actually think the firework display would be better back here, or even all the way in the back, but just putting it back there, it makes it so difficult to see from the front of the park. I actually tried that and it didn't work well. So, yeah, we got a miniature rock concert right here. Sorry, just had to check something real quick. But yeah, so we got the whole firework display right here in the middle. And pools light up, the lazy river lights up. So, I'm going to open up a poll and I'm going to step away real quick. And by the way, New Park will not be an option for tonight. One is coming soon, I promise. Alright, gonna let you all vote, and I'm gonna step away, and when I come back, we'll kind of go according to as you all speak. Okay, we're back. Alright, so I have 100% voting for stay here, and that's 4 votes. Oh my gosh! You all love this park, don't you? Like, holy cow. Alright, we're doing that. That was, everybody that voted, it was unanimous. So. Alright, we've got another half hour with this fireworks show? Or did I set it to run a... Because I know I set it to start at, 7. Oh yeah, it runs a full hour. Ah! It's a long fireworks show. Man, I'm kind of surprised. You all must have really missed this park. A historical moment on this channel, right? Yeah. I mean, I think this is really what I spent much of my summer working on. And I don't know. I don't feel like it shows like the Viking Park does. Probably I was just learning more. Well. Yeah, actually, let me zoom back in and we can change this. The event sequencer should have all that. Yeah, it does. We can actually set it to run at 7:30 every night. Wanted to do a fireworks show in the Viking Park, and I just hadn't really gotten around to setting it up. Alright. As I kind of look around. You know, you all have been here with me through this park. I think most of you joined in the summer when I was working on this. A few people had been here earlier. But, I mean, since this is really the park that you all kind of joined me with and saw me kind of put together, I want you all to have a little bit of input on what we do with it. So, I'll probably open a number of polls over the course of time when we're working on it. I wonder what I put. I don't even remember. Oh, gonna jump around through a couple different parks. Yeah, I'll probably end up changing that unless we go revisit one other one later. Alright. I'm gonna switch back to daylight so I can see better. Don't mind the fireworks. I really do want to actually find a plot of land that would be sufficient to put that new mock LSM coaster. And I think we could definitely do something around this. Kind of theme it a little bit better. But I'm not even sure. You know, the park needs an RMC. I'm thinking... Man. I'm thinking something a little more compact with more of a twister layout would actually fit this area a bit better. But, yeah, I could be wrong. But I think one thing we are going to do is demo this. Kind of going to get rid of this boardwalk area that really isn't a boardwalk, it's just a big pile of grass with a few rides built up top. Not happy at all with how that's come out over time. We might get rid of these go-karts that nobody rides. Alright. Alright, this has kind of been a bane of a project. Made what I thought was a really cool go-kart track, and just people don't get on it. Because we could use this plot of land for something. I'd even talked about just starting over a new tropical park and keeping a lot of this stuff, or creating something very similar. But yeah, we did put a lot of work into it, so. This is definitely going to be a, kind of a pretty low-key stream tonight. Just hang out and kind of gonna let you all kind of set the pace. Alright, so we got 3 votes. 1 person says keep it, 2 say delete it, don't replace it. So I'll let that run for a little bit more time. Go-karts were the most popular ride in Planet Coaster. If you put one down, everyone ran to it. Yeah, and it just seems to be almost the reverse in this game. Although I've had a few instances where the go-karts do get at least a little more popular. I wonder, it might be just the length of the track, or maybe just the fact that there's really nobody in this area of the park. The prestige is so low, the scenery's low. The excitement is so high. Yeah. I don't know. Probably will end up deleting it unless somebody swings the ball. I really want to do more with this entrance here. We built this, and it's not bad for a start, but kind of the standard of what I've done in the Viking Park over the last few weeks, I think has really kind of put the age on some of this stuff in this park. It's difficult not to compare. Anybody anxious for Jurassic World Evolution 3 tomorrow? Is it tomorrow that comes out? Come on, you slow internet. Oh my gosh, this is terrible today. Everything's just taking long to load. Glad the stream is working okay. For now. Knock on wood. Alright. We're gonna have a little... Uh-oh. Oh, well, she's still happy. She's... Yeah, she missed her break, so took a little bit of a hit there. And just a second, I'm doing something on my second monitor at the moment. Okay. This is such a loud coaster. You can hear here from pretty much everywhere in the back of the park. Yeah, these don't even seem to function. Probably because they're not against the back of a, here. But here's a little bit of a fun fact. If you do the multi-select tool, and do kind of like that. That's actually a little bit of a trick to get waves in like natural water and stuff. So, but it doesn't always seem to work. Like, not really doing much over there. But over here, it does work. And I don't even remember where I put the ones over here. Okay, one there. Might be a couple others down here. Ooh, it is dark down here. Just a random question, what is the refresh rate of your monitors? Running a 180 and a 75. Mine is pretty close to that. I think my main one is 165 or something like that. But, for this game, I usually just keep it capped at 60 when I'm streaming. And if not, then I'll usually let it run like 120. I don't run it at 165. And then Flight Sim, I don't even remember what I have it set up for Flight Sim, but I have a frame rate lock on that because if it's not locked to something, it tends to be very unstable. And then yeah, my second screen is a 75 hertz. Yeah, anyway, we could actually just go ahead and get rid of these. They're not even really doing anything. I kind of do like the ones that are over here. Whoa. We wanted to have a little fun over here. Now what we could do is just go in and select that. Advanced move. Well, we should actually go back and do advanced move and duplicate. I think I'm building possibly the best roller coaster I've ever made at the moment, so stay tuned. I think that's going to be a little bit of a tall order for you, to be honest. Because that Aurora Hypercoaster, that one was just phenomenal. Then we got this over here. Obstructed? What? Oh, come on. Alright. Now we've got waves all over this here. Looks a little bit more realistic. Although, actually, the waves should be coming through this way. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna end the poll. So we're gonna delete the go-kart track, because 3 of the 4 votes say to delete it, and then 2 of the 4 say don't replace it. So, I don't know. I mean, we might revisit it at some point, but I'm not gonna do it today. Alright, let me go ahead and shut it down. And we'll just go ahead and delete it. RIP go-kart track. It was fun while it lasted, kind of. I mean, I'll remember I did watch 2 drivers get to race, and they kept spinning out, and I think one time they collided. It was actually pretty funny. It was the most chaotic go-kart race I'd watched in this game. Then if you look, when we originally did this, this was its own body of water, not connected to all the other stuff. And it was actually at a lower depth. And then we did this, and it kind of ended up submerging small sections of the track. So, well, I don't know. I mean, this has turned out to be a pretty good coaster overall. But would anybody like to try their hand at remaking this? It's got a couple wonky elements, like this right here. I made that way too steep. It was when I was first trying to work on the 4-meter method. And then I don't like how this is kind of just standalone, not really part of anything else. All of this at least kind of intertwines. Deep, deep, deep water. We're in the twilight zone. I think it gets even deeper down here. Maybe not. I don't even remember where the deepest part of this lake is. You can't half even see it. Unless we drained it. We could do that. Oh yeah, so the deepest is right here. Watch this. This will be kind of interesting to look at. It crashed my game, are you kidding me? No! Man, technology just does not like anybody today. And all the Amazon stuff going on. Internet's being wonky, and then Planet Coaster 2 crashes. I had a software update for my car that took over an hour today. Oh, man. Is this autosave? Autosave should be on. Okay, yeah. So all that we lost was just deleting the path here. There we go. Alright, let's have a little bit of fun. I had thought about doing this before. Sandbox. And we're gonna crank that all the way up. Okay, interesting. I wondered how that worked. Nobody else volunteers I would take a crack at it? Okay. But I have to set a couple conditions out for it, though. In the purpose of keeping it kind of with the theming. See, yeah, look at that. You could actually do a, could turn player cache on if we wanted to get really ambitious. Ooh, that could be fun. I don't know. Do you want to see me play with cache? could be a real challenge. You know, and I would even go as far to say that I would do this in a challenge, except for the fact that it won't let me. Because I'm not starting a brand new park. Here's the share code for the coaster. I recommend the usual. Alright, well, let me go ahead and save. And also to have the forces open while riding the coaster. Okay. As well as the front bumper. Yeah. I know that's part of your standard. Alright, let's go. I was actually surprised everybody voted for this. To stay in Tropical Park instead of switching over to the community one. Because I think we got a lot of coasters that would actually fit into that. Alright, let's see. Da 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 da. Wow, wow. I'm not even gonna finish the Jeopardy theme, and it's gonna be. Oh, good lord! Help! Help! Did I really just do that? Oh, man. I'm having way too much fun. Operation timed out. Come on. Have I ever thought about going on Jeopardy? You know what? I actually have. But the problem is I'm kind of more of a one, maybe two-trick pony. Like, I would do extremely well and run out certain categories, and other ones I would be the quietest person the show has ever seen. It's like you've got to have a lot of really good trivia knowledge, and I don't have a well-rounded knowledge of that stuff. Alright. Gonna have to search for it. Steel. Steel Titan. Let's raise it slightly. Oh boy. Alright, I'll leave that poll open for a couple more minutes. I'm just gonna look at this at first. Admire it. That is, look at that. That's a steep drop right out of the station. The hills before the lift give ejector airtime. That's, yeah, they look like it. That's awesome. Then you go up the lift. The lift stops, and you go down through a valley. Then you get, I would imagine this would be at least floater right here. Another hill. That is a very steep and high-profile zero-G stall. I look forward to that. Then right here you have... Is that just sideways banked? Overbanked. If you want to see something great, go look at the roll before the mid-course. Alright. Well, yeah, we'll get to it. I'm working through kind of every element here. Yeah, some off-axis airtime. Got this right here. Yes. Looks like one of those death rolls. Stretched out a little bit. And you come around. Get a bit of a double up. Some sideways airtime. Very nicely profiled. 0G. Sideways airtime. That roll looks really cool. Like you kind of curve into it and roll out of it straight. Double down. Couple bunny hills, and then up into the final. I'm looking forward to riding this. And let's do front bumper. Open test details, and we're going to keep the window open. Per your request. Alright, here we go. Look at it from inside the roll. Inside the mid-course. Oh, okay. I'll go back and double check it. This is a rapid lift hill. Holy cow. Yep, good floater up off that hill. Ooh. Nice. Whoa, wow. That is hardly any brakes on the mid-course. You just go flying right into these hills. Man, that is exhilarating. I want to see what the EFN scores. Okay, well I'm going to admit the fear is actually not as high as I thought it would be. It's still very respectable. Being just over 5. I was thinking it was going to be just based on the amount that I saw it spiking. I thought it was going to be in the 6s. And that was exhilarating. There were, like, just watching the POV of this, there were moments that I was like, whoa, holy cow. That might have been kind of crossing the yellow line for me. Not the red line, but the yellow line, I'll say. That looked like so much fun. Alright, let's go back inside the mid-course. So if you level down to here. Yeah, no, we did get a glimpse of this. Yeah, the profiling on that is really good. If you kind of look from back here, you can see... Oh, hello! Fast. Like, this thing just carries so much speed. It almost seems like you don't even need a mid-course. Just out of curiosity, what are the brakes set at? 13, but they really don't slow the train down much. Like for me, I mean, it felt like it ripped right through, where hardly any brakes hit. Actually, let me restart the test. I want to see what the ejector levels are off that. Oh yeah, And it just goes up the lift hill so fast. I like this right here. You get some really good floater going down before the first drop. Like, wow. You can tell you did something right with this right here, because look at the excitement values that you're getting before the lift hill. That's a really good pre-drop. Or pre-lift, I should say. And it just carries this high excitement throughout. And if we pause, and if you look at fear, it definitely does get a little high in some spots. Ooh, like right there. Wow. Okay, this is kind of wild. It's glitching a little bit. Let me go ahead and end the poll. Yeah. Ooh, the nausea gets a little bit high. Up through that, too. Yeah, what a fun coaster, though. Like, this looks like so much fun. I would ride this with maybe just a little bit of hesitation. Because it's definitely a pretty intense machine. But I think it would be so much fun. I really like this. Now, is this your best coaster ever? Ooh, I don't know. It's definitely up there, but I'm gonna let... Alright. I'm gonna open this up to a crowd vote, unless you are not comfortable with that. Let me know. But yeah, what a really good coaster. I appreciate you sharing that. Alright, let me go back in here. Alright, we'll spend a little bit of time messing around with some stuff. We're gonna edit the ticket prices. Full price is that. $32 for a pool pass, so it's almost as expensive as actually getting into the park to be able to get a pool pass. What do your priority passes cost? $2 and change. Alright, fix the vandalism. That's coming back up. Souvenir. So maybe one thing that we could do is actually take a little time and just go through just look and see where we have any gaps in our food and beverage coverage, and get those sorted out, perhaps. So overall, the trash situation is not bad. Ride condition. These two coasters will need to get fixed. Got enough security? Alright, so Bromik, going on to this here, if you were to remake the coaster, the biggest thing you'll have to keep in mind is the station has to be exactly the same size as it is here. It looks like it would have to fit, in a 6x3, entrance on this side, exit on that side, to fit within the building, and then otherwise do whatever, but just keep in mind the elevation over the water to the point that it doesn't really dip under the water. That's such a loud coaster, good lord. Export the coaster with the station, and then I can work around it. Let me double check. I think I have it. Whoops. Sorry, it'll probably take a couple seconds to get into here for me to check. Oh, no, it's not saved with the station, although the station is on the workshop as well. Alright, let me see if I can do something with that. One thing to keep in mind, the station base itself. Oh gosh, that jumped us up a little bit there. But this actually sits a fair bit elevated compared to the water. So let me actually... No, I mean you can, but try to make it a little easier for you. Let me actually do something here. Let me just get a basic floor piece. It would actually probably help if I got rid of these wave things too. So for a short time, those the only 4 that I have? Thought I had additional ones. Whatever. Water should become still. Yep. Okay. Ah! Did not mean to do that. Do you want to just upload the whole park and I'll focus on the ride? I could do that, although I've got almost all of this selected already, so it really... It's not anything too onerous for me. Just might be a couple pieces I end up forgetting, but if so, not a big deal. I'm pretty close here. Alright. Let me get that up on the workshop for you. Sorry that took a couple minutes there. We could probably delete those separate. Well, actually, maybe not, because they might be, you know, they might be valuable as separate structures. Alright, let me get the code. There it is right there. Have at it. And that should be everything. I mean, it might be missing a couple pieces. Not too big of a deal if so. But that's at least a start, and you should have the reference point for the water. I believe the park is actually already up there as well, if you did decide you wanted to work off that. How is that too expensive? People won't pay 40 cents. Alright, it's free. Whatever, people. Excuse me. Yeah, even the highest. The premium price. 0. Alright, so be it. I guess maybe we should get somebody to come check this out. Park's getting crowded now that I turned the guest count up. I would say probably count on me getting off in the next 35 minutes or so. I did say it was going to be a little bit of a shorter stream tonight. Man, everything is just running down for me right now. I don't know what's going on. The stream is holding up okay. Alright, and then if I want to put these back in the water, but I honestly, I don't think I do. It was kind of cool experimenting with that, but yeah, let's just go ahead and get rid of these. Alright, there we go. While I'm at it, though... Oh, come on. I do want to Ah! Let's turn that to sandboard. There we go. Maybe make this a little bit deeper here. So it doesn't look like the water's, like, stopgapped as much, so to speak. Try to level that out. Make it look a little more natural. Alright, let's go ahead and put our water back in. Yeah, that looks like the right depth. Yep. Let's refurbish that. Let's refurbish that. Oh, that's in rough shape. We've got a few pickpocketers. Yeah. Let's get those taken care of. And then coaster's refurbished, that's good. That one needs it too. Could actually get more of a scenery bonus. But anyway, I'm trying to think of a place where we could put that mock launch coaster. Really, the best thing that I can think of is going to be kind of tearing up a bunch of this. I don't know. Kind of tear this up and relocate it or something like that, or I mean, we could put it over here, but it's so isolated from everything it would be difficult to get to. And there's really not much room anywhere else. Maybe kinda over here, but I think that's just too front and center in the park. Oh, JP, what's going on, man? Yeah, so I'm really not sure what I would do with that. I also want to try to get that Schwarzkopf that I built, and then had to remove. Van Player, what's going on, man? A couple people can't find a available staff room, really? I thought we had one over here. Yeah, we do. It's full. Alright, let's help these people out. Let's get them a staff room. Let's just, real quick, I'm gonna pause, and we'll slap one down over here, because I don't want these people getting upset and quitting. Now let's put one there. Let me go into scenery and get... Let me see here. So I've actually got a couple things I'm just kind of trying to keep tabs on. Should be good there. Alright, unpause. It has power. It's open. Sorry, not pulling up past couple of days. Been doing stuff. No, it's fine. I get it. No worries. Yeah, this is a park I worked on a lot in the summer. If you want, I can make you a staff building. That'd be pretty cool. Oh wow! Okay, look at that. What happens when we crank up the park population and that gets just totally full? Good thing this is high capacity, but some people will probably have to wait for the next train. Yeah, look at that. Oh! Alright, they'll be waiting for the next train, I suppose. Yeah, look at all the people waiting. Gosh. Well, the good thing is there's a train right behind this one. Choo-choo, people! And yeah, I will be calling it a night in the next 25 minutes, so give or take. Now watch this train fill up. A lot of people are staying on it right now. Interesting. Is another one on its way? Not quite. And then we've got this sitting up on the blocks. Come on. Gotta figure out what's up with that. The timing of these rides, maybe? See what's going on here. Is everybody over here is panicked? Are they stuck? What's going on with this? Is it broken down? Like, what in the world? Oh, it's because we don't have a ride-op. Are you kidding me? They just leave the coaster with everybody on it. Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, let's see who's supposed to be coming back to this. Mr. Isaac. Yeah, all the way over there. Alright, let's give him a shortcut. There you go. Now get up and run the ride for us. Please and thank you. No wonder everybody was kind of panicked. Then you got this over here. Doesn't have nearly as long of a line. And then you look at this train station over here. Yeah, not too much, a little bit. Then you come back over here. Hardly any. And then you come over to this one. And the queue, it's like gridlock Manhattan during rush hour. Oh, sorry, I've just popped your balloon. Give him a refund. Oh, man. Alright, train's ready to go. Choo-choo. In fact, let me check the timing of that. Oh, well, that's part of it. Yeah, the interval was turned up so high. Okay. We come back through here. Take a look at the crowds. It's a pretty good crowd in that pool there. Decent crowd in the wave pool. Not as much as I was expecting, but a pretty decent amount. And then I'm just curious what the busiest rides in the park are. Just want to take a look at the moment. I bet you all these people are going to be relieved to get off the coaster. Beautiful station. This is a station wait. You head over to here. Same thing, nobody over here to operate this coaster. And he's a ways away. Let's get him over there, get these people off. Of course, the queue pauses. Might actually do away with some of these staff zones, because I think it's just tying people up. I don't know, I could be wrong. That's part of why I've always kind of been hesitant to do much with staff zones. Because you really have to balance them right. Okay, so with those two, with those two coasters, the queues were paused while they didn't have a ride-op. So that's probably not a real good ballpark of how popular they are. This coaster's got a pretty decent line. At the current time, it seems to be pretty popular. The Gerstlauer over here always seems to have a pretty low wait. And I think it's just because there's not a lot of people that come through this area, but that's changing a little bit as we can see. But this is a pretty good ride. How about the River Rapids? Not much of a wait, this ride is such high capacity. Oh wow! Okay, the mine train actually has a pretty full queue. You come over here to the surf coaster and it's a walk-on. This has pretty high capacity as well, though. Nobody wants to ride the dingy wild mouse. I don't blame them. Not many people getting on this dive coaster, kind of surprisingly. Is there not a ride-op over here? No, there is. Yeah, just not many people getting on it, surprisingly. But again, it's probably just these side paths that come up through here, they're quite isolated, and I think that may have something to do kind of how we laid out the pathwork, kind of a big outer ring around the park, and then the inner ring, so to speak. And everybody just... Because your park guests in this game are just programmed to take the quickest route, no matter where it goes. So they go through here if they're trying to get to anything in the back of the park. And unless they're actively seeking out something off the beaten path, so to speak, they're not really going to venture over to these. Now this over here, on the other hand, actually does have a pretty good line forming. And this is a fairly high capacity ride as well. Yeah, I really need to come up with some ideas for this. Yeah, maybe a really good coaster over in this corner of the park, I think would be something good. It's kind of like over here, you have a standout coaster in the corner of the park. I'm thinking this would be a pretty good spot for the mock launch. We'd have to clean all of this up, and I mean, it'd probably be an opportunity to just revamp this area of the park as well. But yeah, now it's like after I spend a bit of time in this park, I remember why I don't come back to it very frequently. Is because I feel quite stagnant with it. Let me get we're back up to 5 stars. We were at 3.8, I think, after the rain. When the stream had started. Alright, let me come back and get that. Oh, where is it? Here it is. Let me see where it would fit. It actually does not take up a big footprint at all. So you could actually fit that, like, over here. Other than the railroad, we just have to build around it, or over it. This actually seems like it would fit this area pretty decently, and we might actually not have to remove too much stuff. I'm just thinking I need to find a plot for my Schwarzkopf to go back down on the ground. We could build it back here. And it's a little isolated. Did something like that. We could just move the swing. And then would it fit over here in the front of the park? Would not fit there. It actually would fit pretty well back here. But of course we're a bit limited on space. We could do something over here, as long as it kind of respects the railroad. Actually even would fit right there. Wow. We definitely have options for this coaster. And we know what fits over there. Alright, tell you all what, I know it's only 8:20, but I think I am going to go ahead and end the stream a little early so I can get up and do a couple things. And I need to eat dinner as well. Had a little bit of a late lunch, but I need to eat dinner and get some stuff done before work. And I'm kind of at the point where kind of losing the motivation just a little bit. So I think rather than drag it out and let myself keep getting more distracted and everything, I think this is a good point to let up for the evening. So we'll have the surf coaster next time. Alright, well I look forward to it. First, can I send you something in chat? Yeah. It's something quick to look at. I really like the view back here, by the way. While I'm just sitting in the sun lounger, you get to look out over the pool, you get all these beautiful palm trees, and then you can see the hypercoaster just peeking up over the top. I'll stay till the end, but bye, Cookie. Yeah, alright, Roblox, have a great evening. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you all. Yeah, Ben Player, send it. That's fine. Staff building. I'm curious to see what you made. We'll do that and I'll jump off. I probably am not going to stream tomorrow. But there's a possibility I might, but it depends, because I'm going to have work and I've got some other stuff that I've got to deal with. gosh, internet is just really not working well right now. Like, everything's having, like, outages and stuff. Yeah, band player, I still need that code. Alright. Let me check it out real quick before I get going. Yeah, Roblox was down for most of the day. It's like all sorts of things were having some pretty big outages. Amazon had nearly a complete failure, so... made for you to use in the park in like 15 minutes. Alright, let's check it out. Yeah, it's just a bit ridiculous. I mean, you have a massive outage like that, and it just takes everything out. Like, even if they rely slightly on their services. Alright, let's just slap this down right here so we can look at it. So you've got... Is this the right one? It looks a little different from... Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Just the angle looked a little bit different, but yeah. So it's neat, you've got pep shot juice and hot dogs. And then... I like the watermelon on the back there. This is a really nice building. And you've got this little kind of entrance walkway for your staff room, and it's a small staff room. So it can fit 4 people, and then you've got the 2 shops. So there's actually some decent versatility with this building. It doesn't take up a big footprint. It knocks out a staff plus a drink and food for your guests. You use it as a park, in your park as a staff building instead of using the Planet Coaster facades. Yeah, I mean, I would mix it up. I'm not saying you know, every single one of them should be like that. Although I really like the versatility because you can switch these out for anything you want, really. But I really like it. It's simple, it's clean. It's actually pretty compact, but it also... it's got enough stuff. And then you could always switch these 2 out if you wanted to do Pizza Pen and Soda Lightful, for example, or any other food and drink combination there. But yeah, I like that. So I'll find some places to be able to utilize something like that. But I appreciate you making that. That's very nice. Alright, I am going to go ahead and end the stream here, get up and get some food and kind of just wind down for the evening. Really appreciate you all hanging out. No, it kind of slowed down. Oh, no, don't do that. No, it slowed down a little bit toward the end. But yeah, it's been fun kind of getting back into this park. Maybe next time we'll go into the Viking Park, or maybe we'll do something different. But again, I'm not likely to stream tomorrow, although there is a chance I will. I would say more likely is going to be Wednesday, but we'll see. Yeah, band player, have a great night. Thanks again for the building. You did a great job with it. Bralmick, I appreciate it. Great job with the coaster again. So, we'll pick back up here within the next couple days. I appreciate you all as always, and look forward to having you back. And until then, take care, stay safe, and we'll see ya.